Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Grammy.
I'm Matt.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Ooh, it looks wonderful out. Welcome back, everyone. If you remember from one of our previous videos, we were getting some pretty nasty weather. We did not get near as much snow as we thought we were gonna get, but we did get icy rain and regular rain, which basically caused everything to turn to slush. Thankfully, it is above freezing right now, because if it did get down to colder temperatures, this entire parking lot would be a sheet of ice. It is all slush, lots of slush. And on top of all that slush, it has started snowing again, and I believe it's gonna snow for the next few hours. That's what I saw this morning, but things could change in an instant. The reason why I have the van this morning is because I need to head to the wholesaler, so I'm just grabbing my check, and then I'll be on my way. Hey! I need a check signed. I'm just checking the weather again. It says a high chance of snow till around 10:30 a.m. and then it's gonna start slowing down. Hopefully it'll stop completely so we don't have to worry about it. But if I'm being 100% honest, it does look beautiful out today. Got the check and now we are ready to get on the road. It might take me a while to get there. I'm definitely gonna be taking my time this morning. And we're using the minivan because, one, it's snowing. I don't want to put stuff on the back. I could tarp it, but two, it's so cold outside, I'm worried the produce would freeze as I drive down the road. And you might be saying to yourself, oh, come on, Andrew, that's ridiculous. No, I've seen it. Frozen oranges on the back of the truck. Dad was cranky. I had to get some fuel before I got on the road, and once I finished fueling up, I went in for a coffee, and it turns out this one was free today. Check that out. What a deal. I'm ready to go. I would have been ready to go even if I had to pay for the coffee. But since I didn't have to pay for the coffee, I'm like double ready to go. The roads are a lot nicer closer to the wholesaler. On the way, I stopped and picked up some bags of salt. Surprisingly, we did not have salt at home. I thought we did, but we didn't, so I picked up a few bags. I came to get my order this morning, sir. Is it ready for me?
I am ready.
Oh, wonderful.
I've been ready.
Good. Don't worry, I'll open the big door. I'm a professional at open doors.
Yeah. I'm good at closing doors.
That works too. I want to know who's always ordering all this stuff. Is it the girls?
I'm not sure.
It's the girls, it's gotta be. I just made it home, everyone, so I'm gonna get my van unloaded. Now, when I was at the wholesaler, which was about 25-30 minute drive, it was raining. At the wholesaler, there was barely any snow on the ground. There was barely any ice, barely any slush. But as you can see back home, there's a lot of slush. It's amazing how a 25-30 minute drive can change the weather. I mean, look at it. It's crazy out here. Minivan is all unloaded. I'm gonna take the minivan up and park it, and then I'll be down to see if Dad is finished with the animals. And here I thought the weather was gonna change. I thought it was gonna stop snowing when it's starting to snow harder. We'll see what happens. I mean, it looks beautiful. It's not fun to work in, but it is fun to play in. Oh, hey, did you get all the animals taken care of?
Everything's done.
Now, Matt told me there was something exciting happening today, so what's happening?
Oh, yeah, we're breeding a cow. I guess Martin's coming at 12 o'clock to breed the cow. The exciting part is the cow's not home.
Oh, wonderful. It sounds like we're gonna have to go get her later on. I don't know why the cattle would want to be out in this weather, but who can blame them? They're probably playing. Because we haven't had an opportunity to get down to the animals yet today, we'll probably head down there and see what's going on. So what have you been working on with this crazy weather?
I helped Dad feed the cows, set up the store, I vacuumed, and now I have no idea what to do, so I'm trying to think of something to come up with.
Well, since there's not much going on, we could interview Matthew. I have some questions to ask him that I think you guys would find interesting. Okay, first off, Matthew, how many brothers do you have?
I have 2 brothers. I'm the oldest, and then it's Andrew, and then Daniel.
Yeah, that actually shocks a lot of people when they hear that, because I have the mustache. It makes me look older, and I have a child.
And a receding hairline.
But we don't talk about that. Now, even though it is off season on the farm and it's a snowy day, what is your favorite job to do throughout the year?
My favorite job is probably, I love working in the greenhouse. It's real fun. I like planting stuff. I like watching it grow. I like the flowers, the vegetables. And then my other favorite job is whatever's the nicest that year, like I enjoy picking it. So like when tomatoes are real nice, I love picking tomatoes. When peppers are real nice, I love picking peppers. Whatever is nice, I love picking.
I kind of agree with you, and that's kind of like the same thing for me. But what's your least favorite job to do?
Picking peas is terrible. I hate pulling drip tape because it's always cold and wet and muddy and gross.
What are you going to say to the people who are going to make fun of you for sitting here eating?
There's snowing outside. What do you want?
Now, Matthew, you, myself, and Daniel were all a part of the 6th generation born onto this farm. So because of that, do you feel like any greater desire to keep farming?
I wouldn't want to do anything else. I mean, farming's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's real rewarding. You get to like work with my family, which is real fun for me. We get along real well. It's really nice being able to see like how your efforts pay off when you go from planting like vegetable plants in the greenhouse and taking care of them, and then planting them in the field and taking care of them, and then harvesting the fruits of your labor, literally. It's real rewarding, and I like it a lot.
You said you enjoy working with family. Is it always easy to work with the family?
Of course not. It's never easy to work with anybody all the time, especially when you work with family who you always feel like you can tell them exactly how you're feeling at that moment, even if you may not mean it. And so it makes things a little difficult sometimes.
Yeah, when you're really comfortable with people, sometimes you'll say things that you'd only say if you're really comfortable with people. But that's okay, because that's the way it should be. Families should be able to talk to each other. Now, as a family, we participate in many avenues of farming. Grain farming, vegetable farming, working with plants in the greenhouse, taking care of animals. Is there something that you want to expand on or do more of in the future?
I'd like to get to the point where we could have like more beef cows. I enjoy that quite a bit. And I'd like to add a greenhouse or two to the operation because greenhouses do really well for us.
I think that's where we'll stop asking Matthew questions. He did a great job. If you guys have any questions for him, let us know down in the comments and we can ask him in a future video.
I hope you all liked it.
So on a separate note today, we are gonna try and breed number 50. Does number 50 have a name?
I think Dad named her Martha, but we don't really go by that much.
Okay, so maybe Martha. We're gonna try and get her bred today. The guy is gonna be coming later on. But as Dad mentioned, she's not here. I've been looking for her, and that means she's down over the hill. The thing that is encouraging the cattle to stay out, I think, is it's snowing like crazy, but it's not cold. The weather is really nice. And if it's not too cold for them and they don't mind being out in the snow, well, they're gonna hang out in it. So hopefully she will come back by then, but if not, we're gonna have to go out and grab her. Hey, here's my favorite little fuzzy baby. What's up? I figured I had a little time on my hands, so I went into greenhouse number 6. Gonna work on stacking up some of these pallets. Oh yeah, look at all these weeds. This is wonderful. What a great experience. Ah! Cobwebs in my face. One of the most interesting things about greenhouse number 6 is the ways that we use it. At the front of the greenhouse, the door that we have covered in plastic is higher than all our other greenhouses, and it actually allows us to store more equipment in here and pull our tractors in. Now, even though greenhouse number 6 is technically not the cafeteria, we do have a few calves in here because it's just a great place to store them in colder temperatures. Now, this is a colder weather greenhouse. The best way for me to explain it to you is that colder weather plants, cold crops, some flowers that can handle colder weather, they get stored in here first. Now, we do have a heater that works wonderfully, but when we move the plants into this greenhouse, where it's a little on the colder side, it really stiffens up the plants and strengthens them. We also add a bunch of hanging baskets into this greenhouse, and it's an all-around great greenhouse that's really, really utilized by us. You heard Matthew mention on that he'd like to get a few more greenhouses, and I agree with him. It's really nice for us to have these, and they're such useful structures for so many different reasons. I think if we had 2 more greenhouses this size, that would really benefit us. I just got all the wooden pallets moved over onto a stack Now I'm looking at the weeds along here, and it looks like they've grown from the outside in. So I'm thinking if I just go along the outside with my foot, kind of like hook and pull, that I can pull all the weeds out that way. But I don't know if I can do it with all the snow there. We'll have to see later on. Now we're gonna go outside and see if we can do anything with these weeds. I'm just getting a quick look at it right now so that we can see the difference when I come back in. Gotta put all my warm clothes back on. Weather's a lot different out here. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. We got the weeds stomped down on the other side, and it makes it look a lot cleaner. I'm gonna try and do a better job at keeping weeds out of the middle sections of the greenhouse. That's how you get a lot of the seeds in here that starts other weeds to grow. We're definitely gonna have a problem with weeds in this greenhouse next year. We'll just have to do a little more work at keeping them out. Well, I'm done working in the cold for a little bit. I'm gonna head up into the farm market and get something warm to drink. Hey buddy, while you're driving by, you wanna do this? You wanna do this for us? I almost got him. What's Matt doing? Matt's throwing snowballs. I think it's a good idea to get the driveway plowed. So I'm gonna run down and get the skid steer loader started. We'll get the driveway taken care of. Woo-hoo! Going down the hill. Okay, here comes the scary part. I hear Aunt Becky's car started over here, so we're gonna shovel her out. That is much better. Got everything plowed. Some salt is thrown down. I'm not gonna be too concerned about this being slick today. What I am concerned about is tonight into tomorrow. We'll definitely have to come down tomorrow morning and spread some salt. But beyond that, I think our parking lot's gonna be pretty good. Now we're gonna change things up a little bit. We got a call from the neighbor that bred the last 2 cows while he was over. We do have another cow that has just come into heat, so we're gonna get her bred. She's the one that had the calf. Her name is Martha. We talked about it earlier this morning. He's gonna be over soon, so we have her put in this back pen. It went a lot easier than it did the last time. I don't know how it worked out that way, but it did. We thought he was gonna be here a little earlier on, but he just left his place. It takes him about a half hour to 45 minutes to get here. So we're gonna go up and get our lunch. We'll come down later. Alrighty everyone, for lunch today we've got hamburger barbecue and some leftovers. We're just about ready to get started. He just showed up. We finished our lunch. It was pretty good. My belly is full. All I'm doing is waiting for Matthew to get down so we can put her in the head gate, and we'll be all set and ready to go.
Well, it's so funny when we installed this thing, when they were just all curious about it, they all put their heads right in it, no problems.
They never go in when you want them to go in. That's just a written rule. If you don't have them locked, what they do is they'll try to go up over the gate.
Yeah.
This setup is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So here, girl. It's a shame everybody that keeps cows doesn't have something like this.
Yeah, well we,
Are you saying that's a good thing, the way we have this set up?
Absolutely.
Oh, look at that.
You know, when they come back in heat like this, that calf's not that old. Means everything healed up right.
yeah.
Everything's
it went
healthy
well.
inside.
Yeah.
That went pretty smoothly. The second we got her out of the head gate, she went down over the hill, which is good. She's bred. That means all 3 of them are now bred, and hopefully in about 9 months, we'll be having calves running around. Why do I keep going up this hill? don't know what I'm thinking. I got the other parking lot looking pretty nice, so we're all done with plowing for the day. We did get a call. We need to go pick up some calves. So Matthew and I are heading over to the local dairy. Matthew, myself, and the dairy farmer Jeff got all the calves loaded up. And even though it is sloppy and it is cold, we got them all bundled up. We have them in bins and we have a tarp around them. Here's the first bull calf. And then down here is the heifer calf. Then we have the last bull calf. We didn't have too many issues putting them in the pen, but they keep jumping out. So we have them in prison now. Now it is about evening feeding time, so we're probably gonna get started on that. I'm gonna pull some grain out for the pastured cattle and get them taken care of, and then I'll get the penned up cattle taken care of. I think somebody ran over my bucket with the skid steer loader. Huh. Some of you may recall in a previous video there was a hawk hanging around the chickens. Not only was there a hawk, but there was also a peregrine falcon hanging around. I don't know if I said that right. They're the falcons that can dive at like 240 miles an hour. For whatever reason, both of them were hanging around the barns and they were up by the stables, but now I haven't seen them for a couple days, so they've probably moved on. I think they were just looking for mice and some other critters. Didn't see any of the chickens get bothered. So for the most part, it was cool seeing those birds around. They're beautiful birds, but you just have to watch your animals when they're around. They could swoop down and take them in no time. Matthew and I just got everything put away inside the farm market. We then closed up. Matthew is already head up. I was just turning off lights and making sure doors were locked, and I'm ready to head up to the house. Boy, after a wet and snowy day like today, I'm happy to be in the house. Now, as you can see, there is no dinner on the table, just cleaning supplies. And that's because it's date night. And since it's date night, that means this is where we're gonna end the video. I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.